What's up, guys? I think I'm going to make this a new thing every Thursday. I'm going to call it my Thursday thoughts before fight cards through the week. Thursday's a night I usually I have a bit more time. I work nights. I usually work till like 1, 2 a.m. and then Thursday is the only night. Friday morning is usually the only time through the week that I've got before the fight. So Thursday thoughts, and just thoughts about the fight card coming up. Thoughts about the changes in the betting odds, maybe a little bit of DraftKings in there, any questions you guys have. And plus I've been on holiday this week and I've been playing far too much Call of Duty and shooting people and getting annoyed at getting my ass shot up on there. So yeah, just thirsty thoughts, answering some questions. I'm watching some fights for next week. As we're going. What's up, Malato? Hope you're well, brother. I'm watching some Davison Figueiredo, Marco Beltran right now. It's one of the fights I'm thoroughly looking forward to next week. Davison's got a guillotine in against Beltran, but yeah. Braveheart is on the TV right now. Well, that was well timed. What's up, Kiro the Tank? Looking forward to this fight card this weekend. Really good fight card. I was actually just looking at the betting odds. And you can tell it's a well-matched fight card by the closeness of the lines, apart from 2 or 3 fights. Some big line movement on a lot of guys. Is that TV too loud? Turn that down a little. Just looking at the betting odds now and best fight odds. Mike Grundy, he opened up plus 225 and now plus 115 over here. Tom Breeze came down to minus 120. Arnold Allen's came down to minus 135. I actually think that fight's very close. I think a bet on Jordan Rinaldi, especially for getting bigger odds, wasn't a bad bet. Plus 130. Gunny was down as low as plus 105 earlier on. Nathaniel Wood's been bet. Oh, in fact, Nathaniel Wood's line has just dramatically came down. He was minus 335. He's minus 265 now. So someone's put some cash on Teco. So yeah, Ronaldo's a sleeper. Well, he showed how he can win that fight. He showed what he did against Jason Knight. And Arnold Allen's takedowns defense, he doesn't really fight it all that much. So, yeah, how I say they'd pick Arnold Allen is I just don't see it happening twice. I think I've known Arnold for, years. Really top guy. I know what he's like. And he doesn't like fights like happened in the Mads one. So hopefully he comes out and makes changes like that. And yeah, I hope he wins, but I think Ronaldo's a very live dog. I'd rather bet him up what he was. I think it was plus 150, maybe even higher than that. Plus 115, I wouldn't bet that. But like what bets have I got actually? I had a parlay of Nathaniel Wood minus 250. I got that with Nasrat Haqparast. And a Haqparast pulled out. So I've got just straight money on Nathaniel, so I'll not be getting much back off that. Bet Gunny plus 130. I bet Danny Roberts at plus 140. And I bet John Phillips at plus 163. So I'm filling the dogs this week. So yeah, Allen doesn't score well in DK. That's true. Arnold Allen's won me a lot of money. His fight with Alan O'Meara, I had him by submission and I had him straight. I can't remember how much I had on him. Actually, was it 1,000 all in all, which I actually still think is my biggest bet. So yeah, what do you think of Bellator Dublin a few weeks back? I love Dublin. I'm really hoping the UFC go back to Dublin this year. Because you see, I think was it like 8,500 people on at the Bellator card. And I'm going to be doing some giveaways in probably the next few videos. I'm just thinking of where I'm going to do it. But I've got some posters from fight cards from there that I might start giving away. I've got the McGregor Brandau one. I've got the Holohan Smolka one. I got the Prague one recently. I'm going to look into getting the London one for this one. I'm going to be getting UFC 236. So yeah, I might be doing some of that, but I hope they make a fight card in Dublin soon because I want to go back. I mean, my missus loves Dublin as well. It's just a really nice place, good people. So yeah, I'm hoping that happens. It was a good card, and James Gallagher did what he was supposed to do. Yeah. What is Grundy like on top? Grundy's good. Grundy's good, but I think his line should never be plus 115. He should be higher than that. So yeah, I like Grundy. Good top position. That's what he's known for. He's wrestling in his top position. He's chain wrestling. I've watched him train before. Strong guy, very strong guy, and not many people in the UK scene that once he gets him down around the same weight class, he's hard to get off them. I think Nadal finds his way back to his feet, but I think that Mike could continuously get takedowns. So, first live event, Bellator. Nice event. A lot of people, the crowd looked like it was really, really good. So, yeah. Well, I don't understand how come Usman does not get tagged. I don't see much head movement from him. It's his pressure. I think it's fairly obvious that they're scared of this guy's pressure. He's maybe his presence as well is something that puts a lot of people off. So yeah. I have a Reyes, Wood, McCann, and Grundy on accumulator. I like that. The only one I would worry about greatly is McCann because she's not super high level, but neither's her opponent. Fighting at home, both guys, both gals are strikers. I would go with Molly in that one. So yeah, Melinda screwed me on the other side of the week, 5.5k. Ooh, wow. Rocco Martin and Morono should have just cashed out and Rocco won. What's up, Wyatt? Connor Ledge. What's up, guys? Just what do you think? Thirsty thoughts? I think it's not a bad thing before fights. Just kind of giving some thoughts on all things fight, playing on the computer and getting pissed off at getting killed. So, who else is going to cash a bet on Reyes this week? Did I say Connor Ledge? Lodge, my bad. These things don't really these things don't really help shit. So, my bad. Connor Lodge, but you're a Ledge. How about that? I heard about Tony Ferguson. Did you guys read that article MMA Junkie released? Tony needs some help. He thinks he's got a microchip in his leg. He thinks he's got people living in the walls of his house. That's some serious shit, that. So hopefully the guy gets the help that he deserves. I actually hope he keeps on fighting. I think him sitting out is only going to not help him at all. I think he needs to fight, maybe let go of some of that energy. So yeah, the wife's put a restraining order on him. So like I say, personal problems. I hopefully he's all right, because it's not nice to see. So yeah, paranoid. Yeah, I'm worried about the start of CTE. Who knows? We're due for something like that, though. Kind of like the Hernandez type thing, even though he was a bit different. But it's, yeah. Petr Yan, next bantamweight champion. Petr Yan's my guy. Anybody that's seen me on the MMA Huddle on here, I've been a fan of Petr Yan for a long time. I think he's got a lot of intangibles, but he's in a short tanker division. So who knows? Yeah, Petr Yan. Who do you think Petr Yan fights next? I called for Aljamain Sterling. Don't think it's going to happen. Probably Munoz is maybe the fight that might happen, but he's looking for someone ahead. I don't think many people want to fight Petr Yan. But Petr Yan is there's a lot of fun fights in that division for that kid. Hakpara ceiling, I think it's high. Just from seeing, what I like about it is his combination striking. Really good striking, and then it kind of tails off kind of as the fight goes on, but the 1-2s that he throws, so he'll throw 3, 4, 5 punch combinations, very fast, very accurate. As he kind of starts to tire, he throws 1-2s, but they're very accurate. He's a very accurate striker, very fast. I think he was going to knock out John McDessie next week, but he's pulled out with an injury, and now it's Hakpara and McDessie against Jesus Pinedo. So I actually think McDessie is pretty live in that one. He'll be a probably sizable favourite though. So yeah, blame Eddie Bravo, Edgy Bra. So yeah, worry for Yan's chin. He does leave himself open, so someone like Moraes could definitely capitalise on something like that. But yeah, there's a lot of good guys in that division, man. It really is a short tank. Aljo looks great after that loss to Moraes. He's looked like a different fighter. Yan versus Lineker, great fight. Just going to change this fight up now that Davidson's just beat Marco Beltran. Jared Brooks. So yeah. Who do you have most confident UFC pick for Saturday? Nathaniel Wood. And like I say, the betting lines just came down in that guy. So someone's put a big bet in Teco Quinones. Minus 265. I got minus 250 because the books over here in the UK are really slow. So, yeah. I like Nathaniel Wood. I'm a big fan of Nathaniel Wood. Have been for a long time. There's talk of Diego versus Maia. That was the fight I was calling for. I think it's a winnable fight. I think for Diego, that's one of the things, like I said in the video, it's one of these winnable fights for him. But I would pick Diego. I would pick Damian Maia in that spot. But who knows? Aljo could fight for the title now easily. I think he could. I think he's one away. I think there's no doubt that I don't know. I'm hearing, and I've got some people that I know that are fairly well in the game, but nothing's ever confident until the UFC comes out. But I'm hearing that TJ and Cejudo are going to rematch, and so yeah, where does that leave Moraes? Who knows? Probably an interim title or something. Maybe him v Aljo, or I don't know. Who knows? Does Condit get another fight? I think Condit will get another fight. And who do you give Carlos Condit? Ooh. Maybe give him a Rocco Martin. Yeah, give him a Rocco Martin. Maybe someone just in the periphery of the top 15. And let them, because he's a gatekeeper in the division now. So yeah. Askin versus Damian Maia. Wouldn't be a bad fight, actually, think about it. I think Askren would win, though. I think his pressure's pretty legit. Bet the house and John Phillips. I bet John Phillips. Like I say, I don't think he's a great fighter, but there's matchups for him. And I think this is one, even though I've kind of stopped watching interviews now because it's starting to influence me on certain things, especially when you're betting money on certain guys. But Jack Marshman, somebody sent me a message today saying that he's going to shoot, sent me the clip of the video, and says he's going to shoot for takedowns, which is interesting. Has submissions off his back, which I've seen a couple of times. Chris Fields. But obviously, if you're betting John Phillips, you want this fight to stay in the feet. Big power, heavy hands. So yeah, kind of sick of Dillashaw as champ. I've always kind of admired Dillashaw. I've never been a big fan of him though, because I'm probably a massive Cody Garbrandt fan. So yeah, but he's a great champion. So fair play to him. Got Grundy at 11-8. What odds are the terms of? Got Grundy at 11-8. So if you got Grundy at 11-8, you got him at plus 138. Yeah, plus 138, I believe. Let me just check that. Because I go by American odds now, pretty much. Plus 138. Yeah, did I say minus 138? 13-8. 11-8. Yeah, plus 138 you got him. So, yeah. What do you think of Max Holloway versus Dustin? Ooh, what a great fight. What a great fight. I'm interested in seeing Max at 155 just to see how big he looks, because his frame's pretty good for that. Dustin Poirier is just he's such a great fighter. He's such a fan favourite fighter. He's such a nice guy as well, by the way. Legit guy. I spent a little bit of time in a few places. Vegas, went to a pool party. He was there as one of the guest fighters. We managed to get into where the fighters were by paying off the security guard, which was kind of funny. And it had all the free drinks, so it kind of saved us there. And he recognised me from Manchester, where I had a Dustin Poirier shirt, and we got talking. Really top class guy. And then obviously he was supposed to face Joseph Duffy in Dublin. I literally got into the hotel, and his room was next to my room. And I walked out, he noticed me, I seen a look in his face, was like, is everything okay? I'd never seen the news at this point. And he says that Duffy had to be pulled out. So, and I actually seen him a couple of times kind of throughout there in the Gibson Hotel in Dublin. So, top class guy. Used to love his head rush t-shirts. That was back in the day. The dethrone t-shirts that Conor had, the head rush ones, bad boy ones. I miss those things and that. So yeah. James Krause, yeah. That could be a match. I thought James Krause got a fight announced, actually. Can't remember who it was, though. What do you think of Max and Dustin, though? Who do I pick winning? Probably edge Max Holloway. That last performance sticks in my head, but Dustin Poirier, he's got obviously the mental advantage over him. He's got that. He beat him. I know it was many moons ago, and Max is a completely different guy now, but yeah, good fight, great fight. Adesanya against Gastelum, great fight, good card actually. I've seen some of the fights for UFC 236, and I know a lot of people I've got a few people that are going to that I know a bit of. So yeah, of course, that's Best Fight Picks kind of hometown, so they'll be doing it big for Fight Week. I know that MMA Kelton's going out for that event. I've got a couple of other guys that I know are going out for that event. So yeah, get Richard Kyle in the UFC. Yeah, eventually. He actually follows me on Twitter, and he messaged me saying he's watched my predictions before, that's kind of the scary thing. Like I've had a few fighters actually call me out on that, which is kind of crazy. You don't think they watch them, but they actually do. So Stevie Ray's called me out in it. Who else is there? There was someone else that was bad. That was like years ago, though. Oh, I can't remember who it was. Maybe come to me. So yeah. Oh, that's who it was. It was Michael Kuiper, former UFC guy, fought UFC Manchester. He literally watched as I was in the hotel. So yeah. Thoughts on Aljo's recent resurgence? Guy's a legend. You cannot write him off. I picked him against Stevens. I picked against him when he faced Moicano. And I actually think this is a good match for him in Volkanovski. But like I say, I've not really watched anything to it. So too quick a turnaround for Anthony Smith. He did not win that fight. I saw that interview actually yesterday with Ariel Helwani, and he didn't want that fight. He wanted to just sit out. It's a big opportunity, obviously, fighting in Stockholm, which is another great place for fights. Great country. They love their MMA out there. Expensive place, though. So I'll probably never be at another fight card in Sweden unless it's a meaningful one. But yeah, I think it's too quick for Anthony Smith. Like 15 months, you need to decompress, especially after the John Jones fight. So yeah. Still think he's more chinny than Holloway. I agree. I probably agree with him that way. Yeah. Who do you have your money on? I'm not going to have any money in that because I think that the odds are pretty bad. But Thompson, I don't like the matchup actually. I don't know what Pettis is doing at 170. What's next for Alexander Rakic? Maybe Roundtree. Roundtree's fighting Eric Anders, UFC 236. What's next for Rakic? Who knows? Actually, I think they need to take it slow with him still. I think he's got a big improvement, a lot of improvements left to do to kind of come through his game, but he's a very dangerous fighter. And 205 starting to look good again with some of the guys coming through. So, any idea when Rockhold's back? No idea. I don't know. I still thought he got done in Australia last year. So, yeah, that's going to be another guy at 205. So, yeah, that's another guy at 205 that's going to be a player, and he wins one fight, 2 fights. He is probably going to be in title contention. In fact, he's probably already in title contention because he was a former champion, and I know he hasn't fought in the division, but I think he's going to be. He should have been in after Bisping beat him. I think his chin's gone at 185, and we've seen it. These guys that move up into divisions higher, it just helps them out exponentially. So I think he'll be good at 205. I just don't think he'll beat John Jones though. Thoughts on Brad Katona? Well-rounded fighter, smart fighter, smart fight IQ, good in many aspects. You can just see he's a smart fighter. He's a kind of student of the game. So yeah, that's the fight I heard of actually. Corey Anderson and Luke Rockhold. I can't remember where I heard that, but someone told me about it. Don't know when it's going to happen though. I like Corey Anderson a lot as well. Corey's he's dogged, man. He really is. He does not stop. So yeah. Good fight, thinking about it. There's a fight that he's right in line for a title shot as well. I think if you're looking at Maheta's next, Thiago Santos is definitely next in line for John Jones. Open to loads of people. Dominic Reyes, he wins big this weekend. He's right in line, unfortunately, which I think is too quick. 4 or 5 fights in UFC, and you're going to be facing the most dominant champion I think there has been. It's a tough gig, but that's what I actually quite like about John Jones. He took out all the old guys, the old legends, taking out the young lions now coming through that are challenging for him. And yeah, he seems to do what he wants. John Jones really, Anthony Smith didn't really do a hell of a lot against him. So what's a good matchup for Pettis? I don't know. Off the top of my head, maybe like a Tysomov. I don't think Tysomov would wrestle so much. Tysomov, he was supposed to be fighting. They'll try to get him on that Russia card in April, but he's now probably looks like he's going to fight at Stockholm. There was a fight announced today, actually, for that UFC Russia card with a guy who's just got signed to the UFC, and he is a really good guy. You need to keep your eye on him. What's his name again? Forgot. Yeah, Movsar Evloev. That's it, Evloev. I think he's 8-0. Ooh, this guy looks like the real deal. He looks really, really good. Roman Kopylov as well got signed to the UFC, so they're starting to cultivate that Russian market. And that's a massive market if you can get some of those guys in there. So, yeah. Guru, what's up, man? How's things? I seen you last night. Actually, I was watching, I think it was like 4 a.m. in the morning. I was watching you and Justin go at it. So that was fun. I love taking the piss out of Justin. I think he's a cool dude. And I rip into him a little bit So yeah, what happens with the featherweight division? Holloway against Zabit. I still think Zabit's got a bit of work, but obviously if he keeps on winning fights against guys that are in that top 10, he's going to be next in line. I think obviously the next in line, you never know, you might have an interim title coming in there soon, especially with that big fight at 237 with Aldo and Volkanovski. T-Set is still in the equation there. So I think he gets himself just a bigger fight, but I think he said he's not going to fight till the end of the summer, until after Ramazan, I think it is. So yeah, what do you think about Joe Ban against Grant? Grant's a good counter striker. We've seen that against Perasol. What's Joe Ban been doing? It's been a while since that guy fought. Did I not see he had an injury somewhere? Alan Joe Ban. When was his last fight? That's interesting to me. Ben Saunders, a year ago. So yeah, interesting fight. Like I said, I think Dwight Grant's a hard fighter to look good against. I still think he beat Otto, and that was a good finish against Perasoli with that big shot that he caught him with. Close fight. Like I say, it's one of those fights that you need to really dig into to get a solid read on, I think. So yeah. Artem Frolov, yeah, that's another one. Yeah, who's Frolov against? He got a fight announced, did he not? So many good guys that have from Russia that have been signed. Just kind of looking ahead, I know I've got Davison Figueroa and kind of fights just playing in the background here, but I'm looking ahead to that Barboza Gaethje fight. Like, oh shit, I cannot wait for that fight. It's actually a pretty decent fight card, that one in Philadelphia. Jack Hermanson, looking forward to seeing him. Kevin Holland, Jared Mearshart, fun fight. Josh Emmett's back, interesting to see him. Sadiq Youssef against Shimon Moraes. What a fight that is, by the way. Good matchup. Enrique Barzola against Kevin Aguilar. That's a good fight. Alex Perez against Mark De La Rosa. That's a solid fight. See, Kyler Phillips has got called into the UFC to face Ray Borg. So, interesting. I've really enjoyed the fight cards this year, actually. Give me an easy three. If you're looking for one for London this week, probably go Reyes, Wood. Wow. A third one adding on to that. I think I'll be... Let me see, actually. Sheesh. Looking at three guys on this card, maybe Molly McCann, Reyes, Wood, Molly McCann. That just sounds bad. Like when I look at this here, I love parlays. I do very well in parlays. But this one, I don't see any of them outside of 2 picks. I don't usually go 3 picks, not unless I'm really super confident in it. But I think it's a 2-team parlay. I think Dominic Reyes and Nathaniel Wood, you'll be getting probably minus 120. I still think that's decent money to be made there. But 3, maybe Molly McCann. But throwing Molly McCann into a bet's risky. I am to Max. I'm going to be doing this every Thursday. It's going to be my Thursday thoughts. I think it's somehow I've been meaning to do more stuff, but I'm such a busy guy, being a dad, and I work like 6 hours a week. And then anytime I usually get, I'm watching fights. Like I'm not really watching fights. I'm kind of talking just in the background. I'll go back over and watch this one again. But yeah, every Thursday I'm going to try and do this before fight week. So keep an eye on that. I'll put out what time I'm going to do it so you can see as well. Hi, Will. Is there an MMA analyst out there whose analysis of fighters you think is particularly on point more than often? I think it's like, I love guys on YouTube that do this. I've been around for a long time. I remember back in the day when I first started, there was 1 or 2 guys that did this, and then I was I've always wanted to do it and just never got around to doing it. And then I started it and I've fell in love with it ever since. And it's good just to talk to fellow fight fans. And like just seeing my channel grow. Like I never thought I would ever get to 500 subscribers, and now I'm sitting at 2,600. Trying to make a goal of 3,000 by the end of the year, and I'm seeing all these people coming through, like Guru, who's in the chat there. He hasn't been around all too long, and he's sitting there at 1,000 to 1,200 subscribers. That's awesome to see. I love seeing guys come on here and top fight. It's not easy. You take a lot of shit if you get one thing wrong. You get a lot of praise if you get one thing right, and you're mostly wrong more than you're right. That's why last year was a huge year for me betting-wise. I had a really high pick percentage, did really well with my bets, but this year I've struggled. I'll put my hand up, 100% I've struggled. I think there's a lot of people that did that, and it's been closer matchups. And maybe I've just not been looking into them as much as I should, but I love people making videos. I hope more people come on here and start doing it and just we build a community. And there's different guys. There's a lot of different guys. You've obviously got the best fight pick guys. I'm very close with Dan. Dan's always been super solid guy with me. Met him out in Vegas. We spent some time together. So yeah, but everybody's good in their own way. It's like I can see everybody puts in different time. Like I put in quite a bit of time into watching fights. I'm sure Guru puts in a lot of time into watching fights, because once you start getting it and you start seeing something build, it makes you want to grow it even further, and you wonder how far it can go. And it does. I mean, it does take a lot of time doing things like I watch a lot of people's videos when I get the chance, and I see like different graphics and I see things. I am shit with stuff like that. I have not got the slightest idea how to put like stat I had before. If I knew how to do that, I would have did that years ago. But I like but yeah, I love doing things. I love doing things like this. I wish more people would do them. It's different people. I like the different aspects of it. It's like Mr. Arkansas. That guy takes a lot of shit. But the guy's ballsy. Goes out there, takes his shots on his underdogs, calls people out when they need to. I'm not that type of guy, and I'll never be that type of guy. It's just not in my nature. But I like different people like that. People that are ballsy and they'll give it a shot and they'll say things like that. So, but yeah, like an analyst I like a lot is actually Dan Hardy. Dan Hardy's the coolest guy when you meet him at an event. There's times when I've been there and I've chatted with him for about an hour at a time on fights. He actually, when he came on his book tour to Edinburgh, after I waited around till after he signed all his books, and we sat there and we spoke some fights, some of the upcoming fights, and what he was doing, and if he was maybe going to get back into the fights again. But Dan Hardy is, I love listening to Dan Hardy. Breakdown fights, good guy. Sorry guys, I've kind of got off track here. He thinks Sadiq does Shaman. I'm a fan of Shaman Moraes, but I think Sadiq's he's got some special skills there. He's got some special sauce. So big guy, big hitter. Looking forward to seeing him back. Tough fight. I'll not be selling Shaman short on that one, but I'm probably looking at Sadiq right now. Yeah, think Ortega's done. No, I wouldn't say he's done yet. He's got a skill set that allows him to be very relevant in a lot of divisions. But he just got taught a lesson against the guy who years ago got taught a lesson. He had to take his L's before he came back. And we'll see what Brian Ortega's made of now. So what do I think of Diakese Duffy? I'm on Mark Diakese. I've heard a couple of things about Joe Duffy from some people in the Irish MMA kind of journalist things. Take that with a pinch of salt, though. Here he's still kind of recovering from injuries. He's wanting to step away from the sport. But what I've seen, he looks ready to go this week. So, like I say, I'm trying to get that. I kind of stay in my little bubble and don't try and go outside that, because when you hear too much, it can change your decision on certain things, especially when you're betting fights. Not that I'm betting that. And I think Diakese, he needs to establish early, and if he starts to fade, then I think he could be in a bit of trouble. But I think he can get Duffy down, actually. He just has to be careful because Duffy's got jiu-jitsu, decent jiu-jitsu. Claudio Silva. Claudio Silva. Good fighter, dogged guy. Another guy I've heard that's got an injury to his left right leg, but I think every fighter has injuries going into fights. I think he's got a pretty substantial one, so the southpaw stance of Danny Roberts might affect him a little bit, but I think they're both southpaws here. But Silva's dogged, man. If he gets him down, I think he's got a chance. But I've bet Danny Roberts. I've picked him to knock him out, and I think that's how he wins the fight. So Silva gets starched by the hometown hero. Maybe. I think Sergio Pettis take a fight against Garbrandt for sure. Maybe. I never even thought of that matchup. It's a named guy in Sergio Pettis. But who knows? Opinions on Bellator's European series. Love it. There's a lot of good European fighters that need to come up through the ranks, and obviously there's great promotions. I love Cage Warriors. I always been a big fan of Cage Warriors. They put on great fights, good matchmaking, and they do it the right way, and they get the fighters into the UFC. So, which I think something. I think actually the UFC have did something. If you become a champion in Cage Warriors, jump into the UFC. I remember reading that last week, which is fair enough. So yeah, I disagree with your picks of Danny Roberts and Diakese. If like I say, everybody sees something different. I just think in some of those fights, I think that Danny Roberts can knock out Claudio. He can also get submitted. I think Diakese has a lot of talent. I just don't know whether he's kind of harnessed it all yet. But like I say, that's just how I see things. So, what do you think about the Brandon Kay and Mr. Arkansas feud? All right, okay. That Mr. Arkansas is a solid dude. Initially, when I first came across Mr. Arkansas, he was actually attacking me a little bit, and he was saying some things about me. I picked too many favourites this, and I picked too many favourites that. But like I say, it's just how I see the fights going. Doesn't matter. Like, I'm not being forced into an underdog pick if I don't need to. If I don't, because he goes on about being underdog king, and he's picked a lot of great dogs. But since that initial video, I've come out and kind of supported Mr. Arkansas. I think he makes good content. He's different, and you can't all be the same type of guy on here. So, and then I seen the whole Brandon Kay thing, and I think Mr. Arkansas, he puts in a lot of work, and he sees these other channels taking off, and it genuinely gets him down. He just wants to see his product get better, and his product is definitely getting better. And saying that, product's always been the same actually, but his following's getting bigger. Guys, like I'm saying, I think Guru's on here. He's only been on for a year, and he's got like 1,100 subscribers. It took me 4 years to get 500 subscribers. 3 years to get 500 subscribers. So it's a grind, and it's not something that happens straight away. But I can see Brandon Kay kind of antagonizes him a little bit, and that sets off Mr. Arkansas, and he doesn't back down. I wish they didn't do it, but that's on them. Like, I'll stick to me. They'll do them there. Like both guys. I had a couple of conversations with both guys on here. Like I say, I'm probably the oldest guy on here that making picks. So I'm kind of like the kind of granddaddy of everybody, and I just want to see everybody kind of get along and try and help each other. But you can't. That can never ever be the case. So hopefully they sort it out. They kind of stick to their own things, and I hope to see both channels grow and just flourish. Because there's something for everybody on here. So people that don't like me will like Arkansas. People that don't like Arkansas, they'll maybe like Brandon Kay. Everybody's different, so it is what it is. Bilal Muhammad Curtis Millender for 236. Has that just been announced? Good fight. Yeah, that's a good fight. Mr. Arkansas is videos are funny. Yeah, when he goes off, there's times when he's made me laugh before, like really badly. When he goes off, he goes off like a rocket. So he is funny. Carter should piece him up. I think a big gap in his skill set with Zaleski last week. Can't believe I never saw that either. I was told through the middle of the week, look into this, and the more I looked into it, yeah, you could see that there was a bit of a gap there, and I just didn't see it. So props to everybody that got Zaleski, especially at plus money. What's next for Tyron Woodley? I think he should move to 185. Why not move to 185? He says he wants to stick around at 170 to get his belt back, but he's not a young guy. Does he have to be making that weight cut down there? I wouldn't say so. Yeah. I think everybody would like to see the Colby fight. But looking at Kamaru Usman, I don't see him getting beat anytime soon, but he just had massive surgery there, so I like your take on the situation and listen to all your guys' predictions. That's what I'm saying. There's a little core group of people that do predictions, from Guru, Arkansas, Best Fight Pick Boys, Bro Picks with Kelton and Justin. I'm probably missing a lot of people out. I don't mean to do that, actually. But I think we should all support each other. But like I say, you're not going to keep everybody happy. And different people like different things, but hopefully there's more people that are going to come in and start doing it. In fact, there's a guy on here, Rhino UFC. I have to check out your video when I get the time, probably at work tomorrow. Newsom, I don't know how I forget Newsom. Jesus, Newsom's a really top dude, and like I've said before, if he's got him and Lock of the Night have put out this tape index that put all your fights there that you're looking for. One-stop shop for all the fights you're looking for. It's top shit. So yeah. When are you going to make another reaction video? See, that's kind of made for special occasion ones. You got to remember, guys, I'm watching these fights at 5 a.m. And that's a tough slog week in, week out, especially nowadays, like the run we're on now. You're watching fights until the little hours, and it's I enjoy those videos. I actually had I made one for the Khabib fight, but something was going on with YouTube wouldn't let me upload it, so yeah, lost that one out. So yeah, can Jacare be champ? I don't think so anymore. Favorite and least favorite commentators. Favorite, I quite like Daniel Cormier. For the simple reason, he kind of makes it fun and jovial. I quite like that. Sometimes it gets a little bit too serious. But I also love Dominic Cruz's like pinpoint kind of analysis and things as well. Joe Rogan, it's weird to think him not calling UFC fights on a pay-per-view. Least favourite, Todd Grisham. Is he still with the UFC? That was a bad take from that there. Bisbin, not the biggest fan of him, what I've seen so far. But I've never been a Bisbin guy, so yeah. Can Till stick around at welterweight? I actually thought Till looked pretty good. Actually, the picture that he released with him and Grundy. I saw him at like Liverpool last year and he looked terrible. So I've seen him at his worst and I actually don't think he looks that bad. But again, 185. You're not going to beat Kamaru Usman, bro. Sorry. As much as I love that until sound guy, I just don't think he beats Kamaru Usman. He's not got the skill set to do it. So Cruz and Rogan clash. They do. They definitely do. That's why I think it's quite good when you've got Cruz, Anik, and is it DC? I actually quite like that dynamic a little bit. So yeah. Jacare 50-50 fight. Who's Jacare fighting again? Has he got a fight announced? Oh, Yoel. Yeah. I missed that there, Jack. Sorry. 50-50 fight. The first one was a 50-50 fight. So enjoy Dominic Cruz's commentary? Why is that just too much, or thinks he knows everything? Would you like a Zombie Aldo rematch? Not really. I think Aldo was winning that fight solidly before it was going off. So yeah, before it got stopped, sorry, in that 4th round with that injury. So thoughts on Keane Cowley? Yeah, he's fighting with that. He's brave. I actually saw that last week there, and I looked into his opponent, but I totally forgot who he is. Keane Cowley, that's a striker, really good striking. So if he's got a guy that's a striker, he's probably got the advantage there. If he's got a ground game, then he has to be careful. So yeah. Entitled, yeah. Do you know why Grundy took a year and a half off? Grundy took a year and a half off because he wasn't getting fights. He was supposed to fight in Pancrase, and then he was going to go out to Japan to fight in Pancrase, and then they pulled him, saying that his medical records wasn't enough for him to fight in Japan. So, and then I think that was before Liverpool, or maybe after Liverpool. He thought he was going to get in the Liverpool card done. Till was trying really hard to get him on that card, and never got on. And then this is why it's there. But yeah. But Grundy's, he does a lot of wrestling. Like my co-host on the MMA Huddle, John, he did a really good interview with him. Really nice guy. Like I say, when I was at Liverpool last year, went to Kaibon, and very lucky enough got in just to kind of watch him, because John's been there. My co-host did some sparring at Team Kaibon with Darren Till, Grundy, some of the other guys in there as well. So yeah. James Gallagher. See, if you guys go back and watch UFC Dublin, McGregor versus Brandao, you will see a very young James Gallagher sitting next to me right at that main event there. And I knew who he was because I heard him coming through. Because I always keep an eye on things. So yeah. Ortega Yair next. Maybe. Thoughts on 6'3" violent Bob Ross moving down to featherweight? I actually looked at that. There's a fight actually for next week that I've looked into. Stephen Peterson. I think there's a big difference, obviously, in height and reach there. But I can't say I'm overly sold on Luis Pena. I won that bet with Mike Trezano. I think it was plus 320. I got him at that Denver card in November. Yeah, we'll see. Peterson's scrappy. Takes a lot of shots, though. I got Grundy plus 200. It's crazy. Like I said, I think if you got him above 200, even 175, it's a great line. But now he's coming down there. That I don't think he should be as low as plus 115, to be honest with you. But that's just me. Yeah. Who are the fighter on the card that will get a submission? Get a submission. Potentially Nathaniel Wood. I think he's got an opportunity. I just think he's a well-rounded fighter. Gunny Nelson obviously has got a chance. Dominic Reyes, I think, has got a chance. So yeah. Is John a pro MMA fighter? He's got a pro MMA record. He actually fought Mr. Paul Craig, the Bear Jew, a few years back. But you got to remember that John comes from he's from the Isle of Man, which is obviously an island. So there's not a lot of bodies over there. He gave it a go. Much respect to him for that. I can't remember his record. I think he won a few, lost a few, but fair play to him for getting in there. So, but yeah, he fought Paul Craig and got caught with one of Paul Craig's submissions. So yeah. Grundy still plus 240 in Canada. Shit. Oh yeah, I don't know how I could. Claudio Silva, obviously. I don't know how I missed that one. Jack's on the ball there, though. Do you place much stock in the weigh-in and face-offs when making bets? Weigh-ins I do. Yeah, weigh-ins I can do. So like some fighters, I'm good with like body language and reading things as well. Like that's why I like going to the weigh-ins, and they're a little bit different nowadays. From like I've been going to UFC events for many years, but it's nowadays it's a little bit different with them kind of refueled and ready to go. Back in the day, you could usually tell a lot by them standing on the scale at the weight that they're weighing in then. So yeah, interesting though. Till looks uncomfortable around Jorge. Perhaps. I think Till realizes it's a big like opportunity for him because he like I think like that last fight against Woodley was fucking horrendous. I mean, he didn't do anything in that fight but get submitted, hit with one punch, and then knocked out. No, knocked out, knocked down, and then submitted. So yeah, Masvidal's a tough guy though. Like I said in my video, Masvidal I think is one of these legends of the sport. Like he will literally fight anybody anywhere, whether it be in a cage, whether it be in a back street, whether it be in someone's garden. And like I said, if this fight goes late, then he might have an advantage. Dan Hardy, when I was watching his interview there, I didn't actually realise it when I was watching, but like he catches a lot of kicks, which might get garner takedowns. So I can maybe see Masvidal actually getting some off that, but yeah. Yeah, it's just a great matchup. Like the UFC, when you've been going to UFC events for as long as I have down to London, and London's not one of my most favourite places. Every time I go there, something weird seems to happen, or I get caught up in something. It's just weird. It's not a place that I'm a big fan of. But this is a fight card now. Sitting here Thursday night, early Friday morning. I wish I was in London because it's a good, fucking really good, solid, well matched fight card with lots of good fights. So yeah. Do you think Ben Askren deserves to win at Till Masvidal? I don't understand why. I can see why Ben Askren's calling out Dan Till because Dan Till's not going to stop takedowns. I don't think. Him and Masvidal might be interesting, but I think Ben Askren should be trying to rematch with Robbie Lawler. I've seen a lot of that, people saying that, and I kind of agree with them in that, if I'm being honest with you. So yeah. Thinking of Paulie and Nathaniel Wood. I think I've already said it. Dominic Reyes. It looks pretty solid to me. Nathaniel Wood, Dominic Reyes, and especially when the odds have came down from what Nathaniel Wood was, being minus 335 to minus 265. It's definitely playable there. So yeah. The money's coming in Safarov as well, which is interesting. He's came down a bit. Heinisch plus 100, Breeze minus 120. Danny Henry, I actually thought Dan Henry was going to be close to Pick'em. So yeah. What do I think of Haqparast? I think I already said it. I'm a big admirer. I actually think he's a really good fighter. Just a shame he's got injured. He seems to kind of have some of these injuries, which is not great. So, yeah, a little bit of a shame that he's off next week. But I think the guy's got a very high upside. Good striking. We just need to see him make the correct step up an opponent and see where he lands. So, I'm thinking of parlaying Wood, Reyes, and Till. Good chance. I'm a fan of Till, but is he overrated? I think he's got skills, but obviously he talks well. So yeah, he's got a good city behind him in Liverpool. I mean the best thing about that card in Liverpool last year was his entrance. That was crazy, man. Got myself a good video actually that I should have put in YouTube. But no, in fact, I think I did actually. But yeah, I think he's got a solid fighting style. I still think there's questions though. That I was in Dublin for the Dalby fight, and he took a beating in that third round. He really did. What do you think about Nicholas Dalby? You think he should be back in the UFC? That was a killer knockout against Alex Lahore last week in Denmark. Big shot. What's your confidence level on Wood? Sky high. My most confident pick in the entire card. Reyes, Volkan, too dangerous to bet on. I feel too explosive guys. I think, like I said, I've never been the biggest fan of Volkan. I think he's, I don't want to say his power's a myth because he was obviously down guys with it, but I think Reyes is a good counter striker. He's longer. He's actually, I couldn't believe the size he's got in Volkan. Actually, I saw that earlier on. Big dude. I think he's got a better submission game. I think he hits just as hard as well. But Muay Thai film, A Prayer Before Dawn. No, I haven't seen that, but I'm gonna check that out. No, it's not a dumb question, Julian. Don't worry about it. This is what I'm here. I'm just here chatting some shit and getting ready for these fights, and yeah, I'm gonna have a look into some DraftKings lineups. I think I've got a couple made up, and I think it's a good card. It's actually lots of underdogs that you can choose from. There's different pivot spots, and so yeah. But I was watching Davis and Figueiredo, but that went on to Netflix now, so I don't know what's going on there. So yeah. Bilal Muhammad will fight Curtis Millender. UFC 236 in Atlanta. Ooh, good fight, man. Just having a little look on Twitter. I've been looking at the NFL free agency and all that jazz. So yeah. Ben Askren versus Dylan Danis Polares. Oh, that'd be interesting. Alex Cowboy Oliveira against Li Jingliang. End of April. Favorite martial arts movie? I like Choke. I like the Hickson Grayson one. I like the. It's not really a movie, but per se. Same with the Dustin Poirier one. Is it Fightville? It's one that I like a lot. Do you think Bader should come back to the UFC? I think if he wants to be the champion of the biggest organization, he should. But I'm sure he's making big money over in Bellator, so he's doing his thing over there and beating kind of older fighters, and fair play to him. Was it surprising to you that Lawler could handle wrestling in the beginning? Not really. I think that Lawler's strong. He's a gamer. That I thought Askren was out when he got his head slammed into the mat, and then I thought the couple of punches he followed up with really hurt him the game there, but he showed that he's tough. So, do you care about McGregor in UFC anymore? I do. There's nothing like a Conor McGregor fight week, in my opinion. It's just a whole different ball game. Even going to his fights, I mean, I don't think the amount of fights I've been to, I don't think I will ever, like UFC 189. Jesus, it actually felt like I was in Dublin. It was the craziest thing. It's like everywhere you went, there was just Irish people everywhere, and it was crazy. But Conor's a loose cannon. It's pretty fair as light as day to see that the money's kind of influenced a little bit. I've seen this whole thing with the phone that he was stamping on, and I don't know what this guy's problem was. Maybe he was in his face, maybe said something, and Conor was just being Conor and didn't like it. So yeah, but I do care for McGregor. What do I think? What I think's next for McGregor? Honestly, I think they're going to make the Khabib rematch. I have a funny feeling that's going to take place again, so we'll see. how quickly Artem Lobov would like definitely destroy him in under a minute, easily. Easily. I think John Jones would be cowering when he's seen Lobov in that cage. So easy. Artem Lobov versus Paulie. Paulie Malignaggi fucking annoys me. He really pisses me off, actually. I think he came out the other day saying something about Conor. He just cannot get Conor out of his mind, and I can see why, obviously. He sees the money that he can make with Conor McGregor, who's one of the biggest kind of boxing pay-per-views of all time. Then why not try and jump on that? But it's a good fight for bare knuckle boxing, man. Putting that together. Wood is minus 305 in Bovada. Bet 305 to win 100. I don't know. It's up to you how you feel with that. See, on fighters like that, like he's minus 265, I got him minus 250. I like parlaying guys kind of up anything over minus 200. I like parlaying guys. If you look at my Bet MMA tips record, you will see that I kind of bet in that region, even from like minus 175. You'll not see me betting many street fighters out from 175 down. I bet a lot of dogs, close fights, pick'em fights, but I usually parlay people. Like I love those minus 200 odds where I can get two nice spots. I thought I got that last week with Benil and Tim Means, but Tim Means just got his fucking. He got his absolute chin destroyed, his ankle destroyed, you name it. So, yeah. Any martial arts combat experience? I've got a little bit. I did a little bit of wrestling when I was in America. Not that I was any good at it. I got my ass kicked. I've did a little bit of jiu-jitsu over here in the UK, but nothing. There's nothing really around where I am in Edinburgh. I've only did little bits. So yeah, nothing too much. I'd love to do more of it. It's something I'd love to get my daughter into. She's definitely going to be doing a martial art, whether it be taekwondo or jiu-jitsu or whatever. But I definitely want her to get some discipline and respect learn some discipline and respect through those martial arts. So yeah. But I love wrestling. I do like wrestling. I do like watching wrestling matches as well as jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu. Some days where I'll put on YouTube and I'll start streaming fights on the TV, and then it'll be wrestling one day, jiu-jitsu the next day. So yeah. Excuse me. No problem, Julian. Hope you cash that. 50 to win 43. Not bad. I'm one of these guys. I always try to double my money in bets. So that's why most of the parlays I will have, you'll be very lucky if you see me parlaying under plus money. I always try and look for that plus money. But like I say, yeah. I'm a little bit gutted that Hakparast is out because I thought that was a pretty solid parlay that was going to cash. I got it minus Wood, and Hakparast was minus 110. So what was the biggest favourite you bet on that lost? And biggest underdog that won? Ooh. Holly Holm. I think I bet on her. Whatever she was. Remember she won me a DraftKings tournament with that as well. Biggest favourite that lost. Oh, that's interesting. Trying to think. Was it actually John Jones against Matt Hamill? I actually think it was John Jones against Matt Hamill, if I remember right. Oh no, it wasn't that. No. I can't remember actually. That's a tough one. I'll need to go and look into that. I'll try and remember for next week. So yeah. So, like I say, some of my thoughts, they kind of change throughout the week. And nothing's really changed this week, to be honest with you. Gegard Mousasi, you might actually be right there, Joe. I think I bet on Gegard in that spot. Yeah, I don't like seeing these guys that are like they bet $400 to win $100. Oof, that's just that's not for me at all. Most fan-friendly style. Ferguson, you can't really go wrong with Ferguson, like you say. Yeah. I never bet on big favourites. Like I say, on my bet MMA tips, when I pick big favourites, they absolutely shit the bed. Like they really do. In fact, let me bring that up. Let's see. Bet MMA tips. Profile. Stats. Big favourites. So I've picked big favourites 7 times. I've got 2 correct. So yeah. Slight favourites 60-30, so 50% hit. Slight underdogs 100, I've hit 46. And big underdogs 26, and I've hit 13. So yeah. You see that Ferguson's wife, I did. Yeah. No, I don't know anything about the Tony Ferguson incidents, what's going on, but I know if you go and read MMA Junkie's report, there's been a lot of crazy shit been going down. Like it says that what was it? Like he's got a microchip in his leg, and he's got people living inside the walls of his house. So he pulled down the fireplace to try and find these people that are supposedly staying in the walls. So that's a little scary for Tony and his wife and his family and everybody else. So yeah, like I say, hopefully Tony gets sorted out and gets his shit sorted and gets back in the cage, because that's where we need him. He's got some money to be made. He's got some big fights to be had. So yeah, Mike Perry, Max Griffin. Yeah, I'll tell you one person who was on Mike Perry, and that was MMA Kelton. He went heavy and went super confident in Mike Perry, and then that shit's came back to bite him in the ass. That's the one thing. I actually put a tweet out last week. There was a little bit of shenanigans going on MMA Twitter regarding this fighter put out this guy put out a tweet saying that this fighter, people are picking this guy to win via knockout, and then when Nico Price went and knocked out Tim Means, then it started into all like kind of bashing thing, and that's another thing I don't really like too much. So, but if I've been out there and I've put things on Twitter, and that comes back to biting ass. So I don't do that anymore. I learn from my mistakes. I said, think it, don't tweet it. I don't tweet it anymore. I just kind of think and keep it to myself. What's up, Nick? Hope you're good, bro. Just in here chatting anything kind of fight related and for UFC London and going forward. What's the one fight you're looking forward to going forward within the next whatever fight's announced? A good stylistic matchup. So sounds like a possibility considering getting rocked. Is people were going on in here, Jack, about CTE. So maybe Tony's one of these guys that's caught that. Who knows? The damage he's taken. Who knows? So, like I say, hopefully everything comes good for him. He gets everything sorted with his family, and we see the best Tony Ferguson in the cage, because that's what we need. So yeah. Max versus Dustin, great fight. Good fight. The next world champion to lose the belt, right? So who we got? UFC 236. Both those guys are going to be gaining belts. I think the next person who loses the belt will be Rose Namajunas. I think. But like I say, I've not watched anything, but Andrade in Brazil could be a scary one. If Rose goes down to Brazil and beats her down there, jeez. Nice. And which contender you think becomes champ? Next contender who becomes a champ? Maybe Marlon Moraes, I think, is the easy one to say there. So yeah. Who am I on for the main event? Is it this week? I'm on Till for this week. Till will be the first 3-weight world champion. Interesting. Danny Roberts by KO. Let's go. Hot chocolate. Why do I like Darren Till this week? I think his size is going to be big here. I think he's going to push Masvidal back. Like I say, it's. I think Darren's a big dude, and I like the way. I don't really like the way he fought against Wonderboy Thompson, but he can fight patient. I think that's what he's going to have to do in certain aspects of this fight here. He has to fight a little bit patient and pick his shots because Masvidal can crack as well. Fighting in London, I just think it's a big. I just think he is a good fighter. He's a big dude, and like he's going to be weighing easily probably 205 on the Saturday night, where Masvidal is going to be no more than 170, 175 because he doesn't have to cut any weight. But like I say, people betting on Jorge Masvidal, I don't think it's a bad bet at all, actually. So yeah. How confident am I picking Till against Masvidal? If I had to put a percentage behind it, I would go maybe 70% that he wins the fight. People underestimating Masvidal. Yeah, man, I said earlier on, if you want to hear Fight Game Pro, that I think Masvidal's a legend, actually. So yeah, big fan of his. Nice guy as well, Masvidal. Cool as shit. Met him in Colby, actually, in Vegas, got a picture taken with him, spoke with him a little bit, and Colby was a nice guy. I mean, Colby is a nice guy. He's just this whole shtick. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but yeah. How do I see Till against Askren going down? Oh, I don't want to see it. Ben Askren would just, Ben Askren would get him down, and I think he'd just have his way with him. In my opinion. Is it Mia's Woods going to finish? I think he's going to finish. As the weeks went on, I think I picked him against to win by decision. I actually think he stops him. I think he can knock him out. I think he can submit him as well. So, yeah. So, yeah. Ben will take L's in the UFC very soon. I agree. I think Usman would beat him. I think Colby's got a good chance to beat him. And like 170 is just an insane division. So, will we see Woodley winning the belt again? I don't think so. Not at 170. I don't see it. I don't see what he would change up to beat Usman. Usman just pressured him from the get-go, and he just looked uncomfortable. So, put Tony Ferguson over. I mean, Tony's he's a former UFC champ. I think he's a really good fighter. I think there's holes in his game. but I think his fighting style is one of the most exciting in the UFC. But this is some crazy shit that's coming out regarding him. So hope he gets everything sorted out. And like I say, we need to see him back in the cage. So Montel Jackson's one of those guys that every fight you're going to see better things from him. Who's he fighting again? Montel, UFC 236. That's annoying. UFC 236. Oh, Andre Sukumtath. Winnable fight. Yeah. Thoughts on Barboza and Gaethje? I don't know who to go with in that one. I think I'm edging Barboza right now. But, I mean, that fight's just a banger. He deserves nothing but a shot at the real title. I'm not going to disagree with you. But I think that they're going to make Conor Khabib too. I think that's going to happen before. And like I say, then they've obviously got Max and Dustin. So him being away is not really helping him at the minute. But hopefully, like I say, he's got other things he needs to concentrate on right now. This whole story that's come out of his wife putting restraining orders, and mentally he doesn't seem all there. So, yeah. Meatball by KO could happen. Cachoeira keeps her hands low, and Molly's output might be enough for her. What are your thoughts on Adesanya versus Gastelum? You know what? See, when I heard that fight, I was really confident in Adesanya, but I'm kind of switching a little bit to Gastelum. Don't know why. Like I say, once it gets into that 2 weeks before that card, I'm going to start watching that fights a little bit more. But as of right now, maybe Gastelum I'm kind of edging a little bit. But I like Adesanya a lot. So hope you can win in the back, winning circle. Yeah, I've had a rough start to predictions in 2019. But sometimes you have good ones, sometimes you have bad ones. I'm hoping it turns around this week and I nail some big dogs. And we'll see. Conor versus Max or Dustin. Would watch any one of those fights again. Judges robbed, yeah. Ben Rothwell got robbed. Marion Renault got robbed. Pretty badly, actually. I've just read the report on MMA Junkie. Yeah, it's not good reading. I'm not going to be in London. I want to be in London, so I think this is a good fight card, but no. Yeah, sport's crazy, and you don't know what's going to happen from one event to the other, one fight to the next. So sounds like Tony New's cardio game wouldn't be work against Max. Like I say, I think Dana White said a couple of weeks ago that he turned down the fight for Max Holloway, and I think you can see why now. I think there's a lot of things going on in his private life, so he needs to get that sorted before he's back in there. So, King of MMA, how did you do last? I did shocking, betting wise, pick wise. DraftKings actually made money, which was weird. So yeah. He was the interim champ. He's not anymore. So yeah. Thing is with Conor, I don't think Conor and Tony will ever fight. They're with the same management. I just don't think it'll ever happen. So I don't know if they will ever fight. Judges are terrible. Yeah, some judges are really bad. That's what happens when you go to places. That's the first time they went to Kansas, And yeah, just some silly. Conor knew this news a while back. Conor hears everything. Plus, Conor, like I say, Conor and Tony are managed by the same guy, and they're represented by the same people. So he knew weeks away. Yeah. Only lost 3 fights last card. Props. Can't believe people are taking Diakiese over Duffy. Why not? Do you think that Diakiese is really done? I don't think Joe Duffy is anything special. Like I said, I don't think Mark is either, but I think Mark's got path to victories in this fight. Like I say, I've heard a few things regarding Duffy, but like I say, it's just news at this point. Bad injuries. Does he want to be in the sport all that much longer? Who knows? Mark's still only 25, 26 years old. So yeah, is Walker overhyped? I'm not sold on Johnny Walker yet. I've said that in my videos before. I think that I've been looking for the time to fade him. But I think if the UFC do the right thing and match him up, I don't know where he is in the rankings, probably just inside top 15. Be slow with him. Give him some guys like your OSPs, like they did with Reyes. Eventually work your way up there, see where he is. But I'm not sold on him. Yeah, he's been KO'd quickly in the past. Have you seen the knockout where he got knocked out pretty much 3 times in the space of 20 seconds? That's crazy. Well, he is, but he's looked good from what we've seen so far. I'm just not sold on him yet. I said after the Ledet fight, I don't know why I said it straight after that fight. I was like, I'm waiting for the right time to fade that guy. I think he's a little bit of a loose cannon. But maybe that's me just kind of overlooking things a little bit. I just think when I look at that top 5 of that division, it's ready for new blood. I think he's still got a lot of work to do, but he's going to make himself a contender. And like you said, I think future contender, without a doubt. So Reyes is a better prospect. I actually think Reyes is the best prospect in that division. Smith Gustafsson, who knows? Gustafsson, I don't think we'll see him this time next year fighting. I don't see him going to heavyweight. I don't see him getting another title shot. But again, it's quite a thin division. If he wipes through Smith, Reyes, you name it, then he might get that opportunity again. He might get something. I don't know. Does Reyes finish Volk? I think he finished them yet. Mark's lost 3 in a row. He has. I think he's lost his confidence. I think he thought a bit too highly of himself after that big knockout against Pacquiao and went to top team. And so yeah, I like the fact that he's fought at home for this camp and been around family and not been away for that, and maybe not sacrificed as much. So maybe, I don't know. I still think there's a gap for him in the UFC. He's still like a really young fighter. If he gets let go by the UFC, I think he'd be a great acquisition for like a Bellator, and they will do the right thing and give him matchups to build him with this whole European circuit thing. But if you don't win fights in the UFC, you shouldn't be around in the biggest and best organization. So yeah. Luke Rockhold. Let's talk of Luke Rockhold fighting Corey Anderson in Chicago, I want to say it is, which is UFC 238. So, yeah, it looks they're trying to get Rockhold against Corey Anderson. Corey Anderson's right in line for a title shot if he wins that. Right, guys, a couple more minutes, then I'm going to get going. It is now 1:20. And knowing my daughter, she will be waking me up at the crack of dawn. So, yep, bedtime soon. So, I hope overtime grinds all over him. Yeah, I would like that as well, actually. Maybe not grinds all over him, just wins the fight. That sounds a bit bad saying that, thinking about it now. Shit. Grinds over another man. But hey. Kind of sad to see the State Volcan as gatekeeper now. It's true. He's did all his camping. You wonder who he's training with over there. His visa got revoked, I think, from getting back into America. So, yeah. Like I say, guys, you think I should do this every Thursday night? Like an hour and a half every week. I actually quite enjoyed this, speaking, talking fights. I think I'll maybe try and do this midnight every Thursday, early Friday morning. So if you guys want me to do this, I'll happily do it. We answer questions, just shoot some shit, just whatever. So yeah, definitely watch us every week. Well, if you guys want it, I'll be back next week. We've got Nashville next week, so like I say, I'll try my hardest to help you guys out and just put something out there for you guys if you're after it. So it's been fun. I enjoyed it. How confident is your Breeze predictions? I actually think the betting line, like that's the one bet I might still make in this card. If he hits plus money, I'm going to be in on Tom Breeze. I think his straight punches are better than. I think his straight punches, could hurt Ian Heinisch. I think that Heinisch, even though he comes from a wrestling background, I think he's easily get taken down. I think Breeze can take him down. What I like about Heinisch is he works his way back to his feet very well. And overall, he's just a solid, good fighter. So I'm interested to see him against Tom Breeze here and see how he does. So yeah. Like you say, guys, I've seen a lot of people there, 3 or 4 or 5 years that like this. I promise you, I'll be back next week. I'll put the live event and I'll schedule it for this certain time and I'll be here. So yeah. The thing is with Tom Breeze, though, he hasn't really fought all that much, and the injuries have plagued that guy. So you're right there, Nick. So see, thing is, I work at 3 p.m. on a Saturday. I work till midnight or 11 p.m. or sometimes a little bit later. So I can't do it before fight time. I would love to do that. And it's something I've wanted to do, but I work on a Saturday, so that sucks balls, unfortunately. Anxiety problems, yeah, that was weird. That was really weird, actually. I think Holloway's the guy that can beat Khabib. I think he is the guy. I think his output could wane on someone like Khabib. But like I say, it's till that fight gets put together, we'll need to wait and see. But Holloway's up for facing him. And I don't think there's a big line of people that want to face that guy. So, yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to hit it. Like I say, keep an eye out. UFC Nashville predictions are going to be out probably Monday. I'll be back here next Thursday because this has been pretty awesome. So I appreciate you guys for sticking around me for the last hour and a half. And like I say, I'll be back next week. Why do I think Arnold Allen beats Jordan Rinaldi? I think he hurts him in the feet, but I also see Jordan Rinaldi getting takedowns. It's whether he can keep Arnold Allen there. So I just think Arnold's going to hurt him with shots and take him out. So all you guys, Nick, Fight Game Pro, Raphael, King of MMA, it's been awesome. Jack, I can't forget you, bro. Mulatto, if you're still here. Guru, if you're still here. It's been awesome talking fights. I will see you next week. Thirsty Thoughts, back before UFC Nashville. Until then, my bros, all the best.